Think of those eighth note, or think of those 16 notes as more like ghost notes. Dum, dum. Okay, let's do Sacred Love real quick because I want to try something new with it. Um, okay, so let me remember the idea. So it's ba, ba.
Hey, let's give it up for the Unity Band, Ian Krause, Forrest Link, and Ryan Bowman. Thank you. Welcome to our service today for Unity of Richmond. I'm Reverend Valorie Gunsch, and it's my joy to be with you today. I want to thank you all for the wonderful birthday wishes that you gave on Facebook and text and the lovely gala last night, dinner. Thank you so much. And welcome to those of you who are joining us online and to those who are new with us today. Our service leader is licensed Unity teacher Barbara Hess, and today we have a special celebration of our youth that will be part of the service as well. So they will be doing the daily word. I believe somebody is going to do the daily word of our youth. All right, so let's together say our youth prayer. We see our youth of Unity program growing and thriving with activity. Our programs teach and empower children and youth to live authentic and powerful lives, living and using our Unity principles. Thank you. And now our Unity diversity statement. Unity of Richmond is a safe and welcoming spiritual home that stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion for all people, including but not limited to color, age, ability, gender expression, culture, socioeconomic status, sexual orientation, and belief. So it is. Thank you. And so, who will share our daily word with us today? Come on up. It's right up here, our youth. I have a copy right here. Right here. We've got it. Large print. Large print right here. Thank you. This is Delaney Boston. Thank you. Which one? That's right here.
God's joy blesses each day of my life. The aroma of my favorite foods from childhood brings a happy memory to mind. Hearing the voice of a dear one's warm my heart. Looking upon a newborn's face for the first time evokes a feeling words can't even describe. While the giddy excitement of a child's joy may now be a memory, the joy I know today still delights me. Each day I embrace more completely the joy of knowing I am a living expression of God. God's life lives as me. God's wisdom is within me, my guide to a deepening understanding of myself and the world around me. The love I share with people who are dear to me is God's love, living in each heart and expressing as each of us. What greater joy could there be? Okay, joy. This is each day of my life. God's joy blesses each day of my life. God's joy blesses each day of my life.
Let's all stand and sing together. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are deepest joy. Deepest joy is all that you are. You are deepest joy. Deepest joy is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Sacred love is all that you are.
How beautiful. And let's let those words sink in. For everyone here is sacred love. And you are a holy place. Inside each of us is that divine essence. And it's not just inside of us, it permeates into every cell of our being, in every thought, action, and word. And as the spiritual and the human, we have the capacity of choosing to always bring the divinity in with us and out with us. And we're so grateful today for our youth. We're so grateful for the circle of life, for this church shelters young people as they grow into being youth, into young adults, middle-aged adults, and then seniors. And it takes all of us together to support this community and to see the wisdom that flows through every individual and every age. And so today especially is a day that we honor the youth of our church as they continue to be part of this church, support this church, and help lead this church. We're so grateful. Amen. And so now we're going to do the Metropolitan Richmond prayer together. We pray for the schools and educational institutions of Metropolitan Richmond, for all universities, colleges, seminaries, trade, technical, graduate, and professional schools, for the students, faculty, and staff of these institutions. And so it is. And now is a great time that I always love, that I get to give opportunities for what's coming up. The first one is our chant night, and we have lovely Valorie Kay, who is a musician as well as a minister. She wears many hats, and she and a good other singer and Unity person, Dan O'Neill, is going to be doing chant night. It's going to be this coming Tuesday night on the 19th at 7 p.m. right here in the sanctuary, and it will also be live streamed. And so we would love to have everyone come and join. This is a great opportunity of really allowing music and chanting to take you deeper inside. And then we have a great opportunity now that fall is coming and it's not so hot for us to tend to our garden beds. You know, we have to weed our gardens just like we have to weed our minds. And so when we do that on a routine basis, it keeps us clean and looking pretty and ready for more blossoming. The first one's going to be this coming Wednesday from 9:30 to 11:30. They will always be the third Wednesday of every month. So if you can't come to this one, mark your calendar. The third Wednesday of every month, we have gardening opportunities, 9:30 to 11:30. And I'm sure the gardening team would give you opportunities other times if you can't make that. And then we're always blessed to have fun on Friday nights. The fourth Friday of every month, we have karaoke night. And that's coming up this week, too. So we've got lots going on this week. And our own Armand sponsors this or facilitates it. You don't have to sing. You can come and just listen, or you can come and sign up and sing. It's a great time. Lots of people come, and it's just a great time for fellowship. So feel free to come. Yeah, so September 22nd, the 4th, at 7 p.m. Okay, thank you. And then next Sunday, we have a great opportunity again for all of us to come together. It's going to be our friends and family picnic. So come to church and then plan to stay afterwards for some fun times and good food. It's going to be right across the street, so it's not like you have to go anywhere. You just have to be able to look both ways before you cross the road, and stay safe. If you need help with that, there's plenty of us here who can help you. And we're going to have a great time, picnic. Who knows, we might do some singing. We'll do some games. There's going to be all kinds of things. So feel free. And this is a great time for you to bring your family and also friends so that they can see what a fun community we are. And it is potluck, so you can sign up to bring something or just show up with food. Or if you can't show up with food, enjoy the potluck. So we're very blessed to have that. Then we are very blessed. We, just like I said, we're the circle of life. We have members of our congregation who also are going to be birthing babies. And so we always like to support every age throughout what they're doing. So a week from this coming Saturday, the 30th, from 1 to 3:30, Catherine Gray and Jonathan Neely are going to be having a baby shower. So we would love to have any of you here come. Yeah. And celebrate with them. If you can't be there, then you can even leave a note for them or just an affirmation for them as they go through this. And as a community, it's always good to hold all of us in prayer, but especially to hold them in prayer as they journey into this first time of mother and fatherhood. Some of us know what that's like. And we do have choir practicing starting every Thursday in October. Mark your calendar. What time? 7? 6:30?
I gotta remember.
Okay, so show up, 6:37. He'll make you feel included no matter what. Everyone has a great time with this, and if you're not, don't think you can sing, they really support you in being able to sing or at least be part of at the level that you feel comfortable with. So it's a great time, once again, to come together as community and then to be able to do music throughout our holiday season. And then we do have another education series coming up. It's going to be starting the first Wednesday of October. It will be a combination of myself, Valorie, and a minister, Paul Hasselback, doing these series. We're calling them fireside chats. because what they're going to be, it's going to be a combination of talking from a book or a topic. The first one being Lessons in Truth. The second one will be Metaphysics. And the last one will be Prosperity. And so it's going to be a Zoom component as well as in person. We'll all be together for the first like 20 to 30 minutes where there'll be information presented and sent to you if you're at home on Zoom, and then we'll have a prayer and meditation time. And then we'll break up into small groups so that you can share your own experience of what you've heard and what you've experienced with Unity Truth Principles. So many people have studied at such a deep level, and it's always great to be able to share back and forth. So it's not just like a class series. It's going to be presenting topics and then allowing for everyone to share and participate. So we look forward to that. You do need to sign up with the office if you're going to do it on Zoom, so we have your email address. So the first one is the first Wednesday of October, starting at 7. And then next week, we'll have all the other dates posted.
Good morning, beloveds. The wind is the whisper of our mother, the earth. The wind is the hand of our father, the sky. The wind watches over our struggles and pleasures. The wind is the goddess who first learned to fly. The wind is the bearer of bad and good tidings, the weaver of darkness, the bringer of dawn. The wind gives the rain, then builds us a rainbow. The wind is the singer who sang the first song. The wind is a twister of anger and warning. The wind brings the fragrance of freshly mown hay. The wind is a racer and a wild stallion running, and the sweet taste of love on a slow summer's day. The wind knows the songs of the cities and canyons, the thunder of mountains, the roar of the sea. The wind is the taker and giver of mornings. The wind is a symbol of all that is free. So welcome the wind and the wisdom she offers. Follow her summons when she calls again. In your heart and your spirit, let the breezes surround you. Lift up your voice then and sing to the wind. La 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 dee 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 dee. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Thank you.
Okay, good morning. Okay, I'm Maggie Ellis, and I am the YFM director here at Unity of Richmond. And today we are going to recognize the youth and the teachers in our rites of passage ceremony. That's right. So this is a special time in the lives of our young people here at Unity of Richmond. And as Barbara said so lovingly, you know, our spiritual community is an extended family. And almost all cultures have rites of passage ceremonies for individuals as they grow and mature on their sacred journey throughout life. And this recognition symbolizes accomplishments for all of those involved, both the youth themselves, their parents, and also the congregation, the teachers, etc. So I'm going to start actually by recognizing two of our elder youth, Delaney and Sarah. If you all could come up, please. So I have a bit of a special recognition for these two because both of them, well, Sarah has been a Regie for the last year, and Delaney was just elected Regie for this coming up year. And for those of you that don't know what that is, it's a regional leader position, and it's an elected position. So think of all the youth from across the Eastern region, from New York down through Virginia. And they get together and they vote on who they want their youth leaders to be. And we really have a tradition of having a lot of Regies come from our church, which I think is wonderful. And that's right. And we have one other Regie that served this past year who's not here today, Danielle. She had to work. That's part of, I guess, getting older. So, but I wanted to just share a little bit about what that entails because it's really quite in depth, right? I mean, the Regies not only are elected to help co-lead the rallies, but they develop all of the curriculum that goes into the small group sessions. And these rallies last an entire weekend. There's at least 2 per year. And there's usually about 3 Regies. And you develop all the curriculum, correct? And for all the small groups, and basically the outline for the whole weekend. And if a problem comes up, we usually look to the Regies first to help solve it. So it's a great opportunity for them to step up and take on a leadership role. So I want to recognize these, Sarah, for your service this past year, and also for Delaney, who's going to do an outstanding job. So give them a round of applause, please. Okay. And could you each maybe just state the grade that you're going into and maybe something that you're looking forward to this year? I'm kind of putting you on the spot. So, so your name, the grade you're going into, and something you're looking forward to this year.
I'm Sarah. I'm a senior right now, so it's woo! And I'm looking forward to graduating and like new experiences and stuff like that.
I'm Delaney. I'm a sophomore this year. I'm looking forward to getting my license in December.
You can stay up here. Okay, so now could I invite the rest of our youth up? All right, would you all like to come up? And the teachers too, how's that? How about you all come up as well? Do we want to have Eric come up and Amber? Yep. Is Emma in here or did she step out for a minute? Okay, she had to step out a little bit. Okay, so would you all each state your name and then also the grade you're going into? Is that good? Okay.
My name's Natalie, and I'm going into 5th grade.
Great. Right. Thank you. Do you want to say your name?
What?
Want to say your name?
My name's Aaron.
Great. And how old are you, Eric?
4.
4. Awesome. Eric is 4.
My name's Elnora, and I'm going into 3rd grade.
All right. Woo! Well, we are so thrilled to have the youth here with us today. They've been such a blessing. And I would also like to recognize our teachers right now, and we have such amazing teachers. We have Kara up here as well. So first of all, I want to start with Mary Beth. She has, been the YFM director for many years and is still really my co-leader. I mean, let's face it, you're just amazing, and is always willing to step in and teach and help out as needed and share your wisdom. So thank you for that. Yeah. Yes, and Kara as well has been a backbone of our program. Her daughter is Delaney, and she teaches once a month and also fills in whenever needed, and she's just been an amazing joy to our program. So thank you. And then our newest teacher, yay, is Vicki. So Vicki recently volunteered, and we're just so grateful to her, and we know that she's going to bring so much joy and light into this program. So thank you so, so much. And before we get too much further, actually, I think, did I leave it? Oh yeah, Amber. Oh my God. Yeah, but the clipboard, yeah. Sorry, I was looking for my clipboard so I could announce an opportunity. Amber has started teaching in our nursery. When did you start teaching? Yes. She is so awesome. The kids love her. She's wonderful with them. She brings energy, fun, and so reliable. So we're so thrilled to have you. So thank you so, so much. Yes. Thank you. I got distracted looking for my clipboard here. Okay, so before we go on, I wanted to just announce that in 2024, we would like to try something a little different. As mentioned, we know this is a community that is connected, and it takes all of us together to help our youth. And we know that all of you have a talent, whether that's art, whether it's yoga, cooking, sewing, so many things. There's many things I can't even think of. Writing, exactly, gardening, whatever it is. Even if you're not ready to teach, downstairs, we would love to see if you could please share a talent with us just once next year, one time. I think you can all do that, right? Once. So we're going to pass around this clipboard. You don't even need to commit to a date. Just write down your name, your contact information, and what your talent is that you might be willing to share. And we would love to welcome you downstairs. Our youth would love it. There's only 12 spots, so, it's first come, first serve. But I'm going to pass this around, and thank you so much for your generosity. Yes. And if you are interested in teaching, even if it's every other month, please let us know. It's such a blessing to all of us. Okay. All right, so I guess, Vicki, not Vicki, Valorie, did you want to come up?
Yes. And Barbara is going to assist me. Is my mic on? All right. Well, I wanted to present something to our youth and our teachers. I still have the first blue ribbon I was ever given by Dwight and Thelma Smith years ago when I first moved to Richmond and attended their service. And what this is a blue ribbon. It says, "Who I am makes a difference." And we want you to know that who you are makes a difference, all of you. And this campaign was started by Halise Bridges, who was a school teacher in New York. She charged her senior class, I believe, to go out into the community, think of somebody who inspired them, and tell them that they made a difference, to give them a blue ribbon. And one of the students, and then they reported back, and one of the students had been in a mentor program with someone in business, and he presented a ribbon to a man who was a senior executive in some business marketing or something like that, and gave him this ribbon. And part of the program is that you actually pass it on. So you will get a couple of ribbons to give to other people to tell them they make a difference. So he did that, and that executive then in turn went home and presented one of these to his son. And he had been a curmudgeon. He'd been anyway, I cut it short. But he had been so busy and wrapped up in his work, and his son was in a very bad place. His teenage son didn't know he was cared about and loved by his father. And so this gentleman received a blue ribbon. He came home and presented one to his son, and it prevented him from taking his own life. So it is so important to tell people we love them, we care about them, and that they make a difference. So, Barbara, if you would start with the teachers, and I'll start with the youth, and then after you've gotten the teachers, you can help me complete with the youth. So who you are really makes a difference. And I'm going to give you 2 ribbons to also pass it on to someone. We might need some more ribbons too, which we do have, because we want you to pass it on to others. So we'll give you 2 ribbons to pass on to someone else. All right. She needs 2 more, and so does Eric. Is it okay to put it right here? Okay. Which side would you like? Okay, just not on your hair. A couple more. So thank you. Thank you all. And is there anything closing you would like to say, Maggie? I just want to say how much I appreciate all of you who have been and are so dedicated to our youth. Thank you. Did everybody get some to pass on? All right.
I'm not sure.
There.
Okay, so there we go. There it's on. Okay, so I'll just ask the congregation, if you don't mind, please stand, and please, let's give the youth and our teachers a blessing from the church as we, focus your love and Christ energy on the youth and the teachers who are experiencing this rite of passage. Right. So, teachers and youth, we love you, we bless you, and we truly appreciate you. And we behold the Christ you are. We love you, really love you. Mwah! Go youth. Woo! Okay, and to finish out, our 2 YOU leaders are going to do some joy songs. So if you all want to sit down or stand up and follow along, kids, right by your seats.
Yes. Hello, everyone. So joy songs are a tradition that we do at Rally, and basically what they are is kind of fun songs that we do to bring up everyone's energy. So if everybody would stand up, we're gonna do like 2 silly songs. So the first one is called Alive, Alert, Awake. So I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. I'm alive, alert, awake. I'm awake, alert, alive. I'm alive, alert, awake, enthusiastic. Okay, the peace. The next one we're doing is Peace Like a River. I don't know if anyone's heard it, but it's a follow along song, so follow along. I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river, I got peace like a river in my soul, in my soul. I've got love like a mountain, I got love like a mountain, I got love like a mountain in my soul, in my soul. I've got love like a mountain, I've I've got love like a mountain. I've got love like a mountain in my soul, in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul, in my soul. I've got joy like a mountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul, in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got love like a mountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul, in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got love like a mountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul, in my soul. Woo! Okay.
We do that not raise your energy. Give us a little upper body workout and oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So today's message is about cultivating peace and climate care, or earth care, excuse me, in a climate changing world. This time of year is that Virginia Faith, Power, and Light asked the pastors of all faiths speak on this important subject. See, we all have a duty and a stewardship to care for this planet as we do our bodies, and to stay informed and to take action to minimize the human causes of climate change. And every day is Earth Day, not just one day a year. Now in Genesis, there are scriptures, of course, about the creation story. Genesis 1:26, it says, "Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness, and let them rule over the fish of the sea, and over the birds of the sky, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth." And then in Genesis 1:29, then God said, "Behold, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is on the surface of the earth, and every tree which has fruit yielding seed, and it shall be food for you." So in Scripture, it says humanity shall rule over the fish of the sea and the fowls of the air, and the cattle and all the plants. That to rule is really a stewardship. That's to cultivate and care for our earth. And so we want to be mindful of our stewardship on a daily basis. And I know sometimes it can seem overwhelming because in this postmodern world there are so many different, life has become so complicated, and there are conflicting ideas out there of what is more or less contributing worse to our carbon footprint. So what would we like to do about that? Today I want to speak about this contribution or this correlation between the earth and caring for the earth, ourselves, caring for our bodies, because when we tune out our bodies and caring for our bodies, we're also, and ignore our bodies and our health, then we're probably also ignoring the health of our planet. So there is a correlation there. And that overall, and that there's an impact that is detrimental both to our own health as well as the health of our planet. So today I want to offer tips on how we can, practical tips on reducing our carbon footprint, as well as the practice of connecting with nature as the key to cultivating this resilience that is what we need to have in a climate changing world. Now I remember the Joni Mitchell's song, "They paved paradise and put up a parking lot with a pink hotel, a boutique, and a swinging hot spot. Don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you've got till it's gone? They paved paradise, put up a parking lot. Ooh, bop, 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 ooh." woo, ba, ba, ba. So anyway, you know the song. I mean, people were talking about this awareness, you know, a long time, you know, for decades we've been talking about this awareness, becoming mindful and aware of how, you know, what our human comfort and development is doing to our multiple waters, air, and earth. So we've gotten to here by living in ignorance and ignoring these things and ignoring the impact on that of our earth and our health. So I would like to share with you a little piece of the newsletter from Virginia Interfaith Power and Light this month, because the theme is Cultivating Peace with Nature. And it says, challenges for this year's campaign, we discussed the various struggles that we are facing, recognizing that many of us are struggling, adjusting to new realities after 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic and the uncertainty of our democratic process, accompanied by losses from multiple, and severe weather patterns. Most of us would benefit if we reconnected and made peace with nature. Many of us need the ability to engage the changing world with strength, grace, and hope, as well as the resilience to withstand sudden change. The American Psychological Association defines resilience as this: it's the process and outcome of successfully adapting to difficult or challenging life experiences, especially through mental, emotional, and behavioral flexibility and adjustments to external and internal demands. We do have a slide for that. A number of factors contribute to how we adapt to adversities. Predominant among them are the ways in which individuals view and engage with the world, the availability and quality of social resources, and specific coping strategies. Psychological research demonstrates that the resources and skills associated with the more positive adaptation, i.e., greater resilience, can be cultivated and practiced. So Unity's job is to help us with ways in which individuals can engage with the world, and I believe that we do provide not just coping strategies, but tools to thrive and to transform our lives by using spiritual practices and taking inspired action. So again, as I mentioned, the corollary between taking care of the earth and taking care of our health, I suspect that how you care for your body is also the way you care for the environment. And Chief Seattle said it this way: what we do to the web of life, we do to ourselves. That being said, we want to focus on 3 things that we have the power to control, and that's our own thoughts and our own words and our own deeds, our actions. And as it is said in this article, our resilience comes from how we view and engage with the world, so we can be a part of the solution. We can look at the universe as being friendly, or we can look at it as being unfriendly, an unfriendly place. We can engage from the place of our stand for our care for the planet and each other, or we can position ourselves against what we judge to be bad. Well, we want to be a stand. We want to be a stand for the good. So think about how do you engage with nature? Do you spend time in the outdoors each day? Walk your neighborhood or the park? Work in community gardens or backyard garden? Do you visit national parks and walk local trails? And if you don't, then why not? Now, Ken Wilber, who is a philosopher that has a presentation called The 1, 2, 3 of God. And this is talking about how we as human beings relate to the divine through 3 perspectives. And those 3 perspectives is, first, there's that mystical union. That's first perspective. I am. And then there's a second person perspective, and that's I, thou. That's how a lot of our churches worship in this praise, worship, I, thou relationship with God. And then there is a third person in which the interconnectedness with beauty and nature and the arts are the third person. We're interconnected with the web of life. Now, this is all a simplified breakdown, but you can look up Ken Wilber and find out more about this 1, 2, 3, these 3 perspectives of the divine. Now, on our own journey of becoming, hopefully we would integrate all 3 perspectives. And I would say, of all 3 perspectives, perhaps the third perspective is the most underdeveloped perspective. So here are some ideas on how we can cultivate this pathway to source. This is, and I'm sure you can think of others as well, but spend time camping out under the stars, finding a place where there's no city light pollution. Or perhaps you can do that in your own backyard. Why not? Put a tent out there and sleep off the grid. Have fun with it, with your children and your grandchildren. Also, there's a beautiful place at Natural Bridge where you can just see all stars, and there's a telescope. You know, people take their telescopes there to look. And I believe it's a NASA location. But anyway, these things that remind us of our interconnectedness to all that is, to source, can motivate us to live in alignment with our planet and our body's needs. So connecting with nature is a spiritual practice. For many, tending to a garden is a spiritual practice. Did you know that there is actually such thing as a church of the outdoors? A group that meets and just has church outside. There are some church models that I've just recently heard about that actually have people going on weekend camping trips once a month together instead of focusing on an everyday Sunday experience. The important thing is that they're finding connection with each other, connection with the earth, connection with the divine in these activities. So we want to cultivate our connection. Now, there are actions that we can take to be good stewards. So here are a couple of action steps, a few action steps that would make a difference to minimize our carbon footprint. Vote for people in office who would protect our natural resources and protect and do justice for people, our people. Hold current representatives accountable to do so. Support green businesses. And here are some other ways of reducing our carbon footprint. One is unplug your devices when they are fully charged. I know I'm guilty of leaving it in the room and plugged in all night long or whatever, but now lately I've been waking up, and when I wake up I'm like, I think my phone is probably charged now. I'll unplug it. In this article it says $19 billion in energy every year is from vampire power. You know, so even though we have things plugged in but not turned on, we're still sucking power off the grid. All right, another one. Janet is a great example. Commute, green your commute, ride a bike, walk, take some public transportation. We will see her riding her bike in the rain, in the winter, in the summer, And I really admire that you do that. It also helps us stay fit, right? So anyway, we use less fuel that way. Plant a garden. Reduce that urban heat leak or heat impact in the, if you live in a city. And also planting a garden and using your, local produce. You don't use as much of the, requires less people to ship it to you and deliver it. All right. Here's one that I find amusing. Line dry your clothes. And I will say, when the humidity is low enough to dry your clothes, that they actually really do dry here in our climate. According to the World Wildlife Organization, one dryer load uses 5 times more electricity than the washer, and the equivalent of turning on 225 light bulbs an hour for an hour. Think about that. Whew. Change your thermostat when you're not at home, or when we're not using the building here at church. We want to remember and be everybody. I don't mind if you check the thermostat and it's like, oh, this room is empty. Perhaps we can not run the air conditioner so high or the heat so high or whatever, during whatever season we're in. We want to, be mindful of that. Trim your waste. When purchasing products from stores, be conscious of packaging. Like, instead of a Keurig machine that has these little recyclable, these little cups that aren't really recyclable packaging, just get a coffee maker that makes regular coffee without repackaging little, in little plastic cups. Support our restaurants. If like I said, support green restaurants, support restaurants that actually use, tableware instead of plasticware, throw away. And perhaps I've seen more and more restaurants also using biodegradable, compostable to-go things instead of plastic or styrofoam. So, if they're not doing it, maybe mention it to the manager or the corporate level, All right, so choose renewable power if you have the option. Ask your utility provider to switch you to renewable power, such as solar or wind. And if they don't have that option, then just suggest that they add it. Use less hot water. Washing hands, when washing hands, taking showers, and not baths, by the way, is also saving lots of water use. Fly less. I know there is a big impact in the airline industry on our planet and on the ozone. We think about the ozone layer. Well, the planes and the rockets in space do contribute to that ozone hole. But anyway, before you book your next flight, think about that carbon blueprint that planes leave behind. Yeah. Commercial aviation is responsible for 2% of the global total of carbon dioxide emitted annually on a human activity. So yes, buses or trains or vacationing closer to home, and reduce business travel. And try to use video conferencing for those important meetings rather than, say, having people fly places. All right, buy local and organic foods. This is a very good one. It helps our local commerce. It helps reduce our carbon footprint from people shipping foods from other places. And it also, again, when we're growing and green and growing like this, we're contributing more oxygen into the atmosphere. Eliminate or reduce red meat or meat consumption. It says actually just meat. Eliminating at least reducing it may actually be the best thing, it says in this article, that you can do to fight climate change. According to the report Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the global livestock industry produces more greenhouse gas emissions than all cars, planes, trains, and ships combined. Yeah. Emissions from livestock, largely from burping cows and sheep, as well as the manure they produce, currently makes up 15% of our global emissions. Notes this study. Yes, and they deforest the rainforest to feed the livestock. Yeah. Anyway, so there's a lot to be said about that. Besides the health benefits, of course. For every pound of beef, it says 5,000 gallons of water is needed. And I don't know how many trees cut down, but anyway, that's a lot of impact. So what I would like to say is that if we can stay in tune with the health of our own bodies, we will also make decisions that would be helpful to the health of our planet. Think about the impact of herbicides and pesticides on on having nice green manicured lawns on the Chesapeake Bay. Everything goes downstream. Yeah. Anyway, so recently we had a big piece of a tree come down in our backyard, and that tree was a grandmother tree, and it was like heartbreaking for me. We talked about it, does the risk outweigh the benefits of leaving this tree up, which actually could take out part of our house or the neighbors, at least do damage to the neighbor's property and ours. And so and it had been this piece that came down. It was being eaten by insects or carpenter ants, so there was evidence that it was a problem from the inside that we couldn't see, and it's the second very large limb. So, that was a tough decision to make. So now I'm looking at what tree, what can I plant in its place, and we've honored the tree by leaving like a big table stump and some stools around it so that we can sit around with friends and and have a bonfire or whatever. So there are things that we can do to make peace, when we have to make these tough decisions. I think of Dawn Flores too, who used to, did an art project called the Forest Project when developers were cutting down the woods in her neighborhood. So there are some initiatives that we can take, and Unity of Richmond has had a history of going through a green certification program. This was before I came here, and we had some steps that we had taken. We have a water cooler downstairs, and that we can drink water out of and not have to use bottled water, throw away bottles. We have a dishwasher, so we can actually wash, and also, by the way, dishwashing uses less water than hand washing. I know I thought the opposite, but I did the research. So we think that we're saving water by hand washing, but we're not. So if we could, maybe think about that. Use some washable things, put them in the dishwasher. We'll run the dishwasher once a week and get back to our good habits that we had before COVID. I know that changed a lot of habits with businesses and churches because of the pandemic. So simple things, be mindful, we can do with mindfulness and care. And we can do that and the result of that would be sending less waste to the landfill. The last couple of weeks I spoke about the power of commitment. I have spoken about having, being a stand versus holding a position against something. So if there's a problem that we want to solve regarding the environmental justice, then let's be a part of the solution and be kind about it. All right. But we can join with community of committed people to do the right thing. Martin Luther King said it's always the right time to do the right thing. So when we experience this pain of loss and devastation, from floods and storms and fires on the outside, let us remain present, go within, and do the things that make us resilient, such as prayer and meditation, connecting with nature, being grateful, and being, walking with beauty, as the Native Americans say. We walk with beauty before us, behind us, above us, below us, inside and outside of us. as we walk the beauty way. So I want to conclude with this. Now, we have a wonderful visions and prayers booklet that we created together, and it's not it's not a set in stone. It's an ongoing document and ongoing visions. But I noticed that I didn't notice anything in those prayers and visions about being a green or environmentally sustainable community. So I think you might agree with me, and I hope you do, that was just an oversight and that we can together support this effort, that we're already doing some things and we can do more, and we can take our commitment to the next level. So are you with me? All right. So we're going to end with this statement of commitment that you see on the screen together. I am committed to doing my part to reducing my carbon footprint and take care of this planet by being mindful of my choices. And at the same time you're doing that, you will also be contributing to your own and others' good health. So thank you, and namaste.
Thank you for that. And she gave us lots of good ideas. But now it's time to have an experience, which is one of the ideas that she gave us. So let's take a time right now to not run through the to-do list of what we can do, but to acknowledge our union. The divine is interwoven into every cell and every particle. And Carl Sagan, who was a great physicist, poetically said, we're all made of stardust. And another great physicist said that we are the same substance, that we come from the supernova and the stars as they collided together and created energy. We are the same energy. And he said, the universe is in us, and we are in the universe. That's a concept that goes beyond our mind. That's a concept that is bigger than what we can comprehend. The great sages have said it, and our physicists are now saying it too. The universe is in us, and we are in the universe. It's as if you go into a room and you think that the space in the room is smaller than the walls that contain it. When you go inside and you experience this, you find that the space inside is bigger, more expansive than the limits of your body. You find the space inside is expansive, timeless, and you experience yourself as the universe while you live in the universe. You go beyond the point of comprehension to the experiential knowing of who you are, who we are. And when you have this experience, you know it's your charge to care for everything and everyone. That includes every plant, every stream, every ant, every creature, everything that exists and doesn't exist, that will exist at one point. Because you are all of that. And all of that is in you. So listening to the words of great sages and great physicists, knowing that there is no separation, and it goes beyond thought to idea, and even beyond idea to experience. So allowing yourself to settle in, turning your focus inside, having an experience of the universe being in you and you in the universe. And knowing that even whatever experience you have, this is the truth. And you are all that. I'm taking a nice, easy in breath with a nice, long emptying. And another one or two. Knowing that this time, this eternal moment, is always available, always present, and always within. We simply need to become aware of it again and again. And then that awareness spreads and is outpictured into every thought and action we do. And so it is. And now we have a special moment in which Mira is going to come up and share some personal truth.
Well, let's see. Let's just do this. Can you hear me? All right, all right, all right. So, hola, beloved Unity community. So I'd like to share what Unity of Richmond means to me and why I support this beloved spiritual community. So I decided to do an acronym of Unity RVA. So Unity, it is here that I receive my weekly dose of the celebration of unity, oneness, and wholeness. And come unity, community, I celebrate, I mourn, I move through all the experiences that life has to offer me here with you in this sacred community. And I would like to acknowledge and thank the community again for the prayers, the support, the food, the flowers, the love, as I underwent my recent surgery and recovery. N, now. Attending Unity aids me in living in the present moment and not in the past or the future. And it is right here in this sanctuary that I attend yoga classes. And, you know, yoga is all about the here and now. I stands for I am. URVA facilitates me in being linked with my I am, myself, self with a capital S. T is truth. attending weekly services, classes, A Course in Miracles, workshops here allows me to have a greater depth to my understanding of truth, which then allows me greater ability to live out truth in my life. T also stands for tithe. Tithing to Unity RVA allows me to act and grow in my faith as I tithe 10%, and sometimes more, of my income to Unity of Richmond. I'm actively engaged in the sacred circle of both giving and receiving, which puts me in the flow. Why? Youthfulness. Unity RVA acknowledges and celebrates my youthful, fun-loving self. I feel loved here. And I love you back. And you, Y-O-U, you. I love the fun-loving, wise, diverse, creative, talented, and freedom-loving members of our Unity RVA community. R represents rightly. Attending Unity RVA aids me in seeing things rightly, meaning it's from a truth perspective instead of the limited perspective of my ego. And this allows me to greater experience peace and probably show up more peacefully in my life. V stands for Valorie K. Valorie is here, and I have experienced many Unity reverends in my journey with her before she became even a reverend in her music ministry, traveling to many Unity churches. And I got to tell you, Reverend Val is one of the best. So V, I validate Reverend Valorie as being a blessing to me and our Unity community. A, abundance. I am, and you are, abundant with riches beyond measure. And attending Unity RVA helps me embrace the statement of truth of my being. I am abundant beyond measure. So Unity RVA. So I want to return to the T for just a moment in the Unity to end today. T for thank you for all these things and more. I am truly privileged to be a member of this spiritual center. So thank you, Reverend Valorie, and thank you to my beloved Unity community, in person and online. Namaste.
Thank you for that beautiful share. And now I'd like to invite our ushers to come forward as we say our prosperity blessing together. Divine love expressing through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful.
Oh, the sweetest honey to the brightest flower, the largest planet to the smallest atom, snowflakes in the bird kingdom, smaller than the eye can see, bigger than the mind can conceive. Heard a man on the radio today. I must confess, I disagreed with what he had to say. How could he not believe that God is real? I don't understand how he could feel that way when there's earth, air, and water and fire. So many different flowers, sunshine and rain showers, so many different crystals and hills and volcanoes. That's how I know that God is real.
Oh, this is not by chance.
That's how I know that God is real.
Oh, this is not by chance.
That's how I know that God is real.
Oh, this is not by chance.
That's how I know that God is real. That's how I know that God is real. In St. Lucia, I jumped in the water for the first time. I understood its power as I swam. I was cleansed. If I had any doubts, this experience cleared them. Now I know for sure that God is real. I know that it's the truth by the way it feels. Oh, 'cause I saw starfish and sponges, fish shaped like trumpets, so many different colors. I stayed out there for hours and I only saw a fraction of the deepest of the deep of the great blue wide. It brought a tear to my eye. That's how I know that God is real.
Oh, this is not by chance.
That's how I know that God is real. That's how I know that God is real. That's how I know that God is real. We're made of the same stuff as the moon and stars, the oceans, the salt water, just like my tears are. Are you feeling me? The sun rises and sets every day without fail. That's how I know that God is real.
Oh, this is not by chance.
That's how I know that God is real. That's how I know that God is real.
Oh, this is not by chance.
That's how I know that God is real. That's how I know that God is real. 'Cause there's earth, air, and water, and fire. Earth, air, water, fire. Earth, air, and water, and fire. Earth, air, water, fire. That's how I know that God is real. Thank you.
Well, thank you for that. And thank you, ushers, as you come forward so that together as a congregation we can bless our gifts. We give thanks for the gifts that will support our mission of creating a spiritually awakened world. And so it is. And our youth are going to be coming back up in just a moment, but well, they will not be coming back up this morning. They were already here, and they like what they're doing downstairs. So we're going to let them do what they want to do. But we want to say thank you. We want to say thank you first for our youth and all of the teachers that are supporting the youth. It is that grows this program. And then, as always, we want to thank our musicians for everything they give and bring to us. Thank you so much. We want to thank everyone in the back that allows our online community to join us in all of the dedication that they have. We want to thank everyone that does different things here in the church. You know, we have the karaoke, we have the gala events. And last night we had our final gala event, and it was Debbie and Ronnie and Penelope, and they did an outstanding job. They did such a good job that they're home resting and watching online. But we're so glad that they could join us online. And we want to thank all of you for being our congregants and for everyone that is going to come out this coming week to garden and to come to the karaoke night and to the chant night. So many opportunities. And so thank you all for everything that you give and do. And then we are now going to also thank our prayer chaplains who are here, always supporting us and praying with us. And we have them come forward so that they will pray with you at the end of the service. Everything that they pray for is always held in confidence. And so now we will continue with prayer for protection and our peace song. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator. Family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joy as well.